Thanks for tuning in. After our first trial trip, we came back with a pretty lengthy to-do list. Since there's a lot of new additions to add to our build, it was hard to prioritize what we should complete first. And on top of that, we made it even more challenging and gave ourselves a time crunch and set the dates for our next adventure. With some contemplating, we decided to tackle a completely new bed platform, install more walls, along with a tool chest for storage, cut another hole in our van for a window, and create some lovely curtains. These new additions tested our craftsman skills, and things could have definitely been done differently or better, but we're satisfied. The first and foremost item we knew we had to tackle when we got back home was our bed frame. The first prototype, well, it just overall stunk, which is disappointing, since we really thought using 80/20 would have been the best material to use. It was sad to take all our hard work apart, but liberating at the same time knowing we would have a stable platform to sleep on, and that it was going to be easy to rebuild. It will also help with not having the support beam in the garage area. That way maneuvering and taking things out won't be such a hassle. While Bryce worked hard on honing in on his decking skills, I applied more sound deadening. And maybe it's overkill, but we had a ton extra to use. The one downfall from having a sturdy deck bed was we did lose height in our window area that we didn't count for. So now our mattress sits a bit higher than we would like. But we are thinking of alternative solutions to having more window viewing from our bed in the future. Overall, we love our new bed platform, and getting to have a peace of mind at night knowing you aren't going to make it collapse makes us sleep like babies. Since we went with the patchwork and unique outfitting route, we had to create an interesting back wall. And let me tell you, this wall was a run for our money, minds, and strength. When we looked at this space, it looked pretty straightforward. But when we got to the actual building process, there were way more complexities to factor in than we had thought. The first factor was insulating the space and working against gravity. One thing I can assure you is insulating took way longer than it appears. What would have made it easier is using thin slate instead of rock wool, but yet again, we had so much left over to utilize. We also got a lot of practice taking in and out walls and just force fitting it and calling it good. I do have to say that paint always makes things look so much better and way more finished. To cover up most of our nicely created wall, we bought a tool chest to bypass making our own drawers. I do have to admit that we spent way too much time looking like we were attacking tool chests in hardware stores by rattling them excessively. But our technique was successful, and we found a good one that has outperformed itself. Though the tool chest has passed the rattling technique, we will be upgrading the aesthetic soon, even though the colors match the van's exterior a little too perfectly. Have we mentioned we like destroying our van by cutting holes into it? We figured since we mastered one hole, we thought, why not try another? To attempt this trick, Bryce recommends watching others on YouTube literally minutes before you attempt this unforgiving feat. to add more pressure to an easy mess up, we gained an audience member off the street who also needed to watch Bryce sweat bullets. But I mean, could you blame him? However, under all the circumstances, Bryce executed the cut perfectly, and the window fit like a glove. We did install a second window, which we did not film, which is probably for the best. We would both agree that the window has been one of the best upgrades to our van so far. Can I give a thank God for moms, and specifically Bryce's mom, for having great sewing skills and patience with teaching someone that shouldn't touch a sewing machine? She helped through the whole process by selecting the right fabric, adding fractions, and getting accurate measurements, and using her creative thinking on how to design our privacy curtains. So thank you, Bonnie. I decided to tackle the back doors, and I should have probably just stuck to supervising and watching Bryce do all the cutting. I created the template for the door, let me say one door, all in the time it took Bryce to create a drawer slide, which should have been a sign for me. But I was proud until I had to actually cut it. I used the full-length template at first, but then at the last minute we decided to use a thicker wood, which did not flex right to the curvature of the door. But with no worries, I just cut the top section right off and rolled with it. Then I quickly learned that I had created a mess, and my newly acquired skills hadn't gained the straight cut technique yet. I was hoping that sanding and painting would fix all that was lost, but at last it did not. I think we're going to be disappointed with unevenness of the line.
Yeah, that's brutal.
That's really ugly. Oh, the windows look really good though. However, we did find a new place to sticker bomb. With all our goals completed, we were able to take off to our next destination, the Black Hills in South Dakota. In our next video, we will take you along on our adventure, and we will get to share with you some of our memories that we created, as well as lessons we have learned. Thanks again for tuning in and following along on our adventures. We'd love to hear any comments or suggestions you may have on any adventures we must take or any upgrades we should be adding to our van. See you next time.